What's up, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you guys are healthy and enjoying life today. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the 2025 Mazda CX-5 Turbo Signature. Huge thank you to John over at Safford Mazda of Chantilly, Virginia for allowing me to do this video for you guys today. If you are interested in this particular CX-5 or any Mazda product, then I'll be sure to have John's information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. Well, it seems like the planes have changed their flight pattern to fly directly over this parking lot, so I apologize in advance if there is any plane noise in this video. But just like usual, first, I'm going to talk about the exterior and the performance. So like I said, this is a 2025 Mazda CX-5 Turbo Signature, and this particular one's been painted in the $595 machine gray metallic. I wanted to preface this video by saying for 2025, the Turbo Signature gains a pair of USB-C ports in the front center console, and supposedly there is a big refresh coming soon, maybe for the 2026 model year, and it's supposedly supposed to include a hybrid model. But this particular one, being the Turbo Signature, as standard, you get adaptive LED headlights with high beam control, as well as LED daytime running lights and LED turn signals. Taking a few steps to the left, the Turbo Signature gets the distinctive gunmetal gray finish grille with the Mazda logo located at the center. Just beneath your logo, you will notice that you get a forward-facing camera, and that is because the Turbo Signature comes standard with a 360-degree view camera system. Now, beneath that grille, you can see you get that chrome signature wing. Now, speaking of safety features, you also get 4 forward-facing sensors as standard as well. And when you come down, the top dog trim level gives you the body color lower fascia with that silver front chin, where on some of the lower trim levels, this lower fascia piece would be satin black. I think it looks much better body color. And then finishing things off up here at the front end, this trim level gets 7.9 inches of ground clearance. This being the top dog trim level, I love all the body color accents that you get with this, with the mirrors, the arch moldings, etc. Speaking of that, you can see you get your body color wheel arch moldings, shocker. And when you come down, these are the standard 19-inch silver finished wheels that are wrapped in 225/55 Toyo A36 all-season tires. And I'll give you a view of the tread pattern on these tires here real quick. Take a few steps back. Here's a front 3/4 shot of this thing. I also wanted to say that as standard with this thing, you get the G Vectoring Control Plus, which is a torque vectoring system, supposed to make the vehicle handle a little bit better. Also, as standard, you get rain sensing wipers and a windshield wiper de-icer. I can hear a plane coming in the background. Also, you get body color mirror caps with integrated turn signals, and as standard, these side view mirrors are heated, power folding. You will find your blind spot monitoring on the upper left-hand side of your driver's side mirror and on the upper right-hand side of your passenger side mirror. And then found at the bottom of both of your side view mirrors, you get cameras, and those cameras work with your 360-degree view camera system. Now, taking some steps back, here is a side profile shot of the CX-5. I think this is a very good looking SUV, especially for the money. No roof rails on this model, but you can see you get a mix of satin black and satin chrome window trim. You get body color door handles with keyless access. Just keep in mind, however, the keyless access function is only on your front 2 door handles. The rear 2 door handles do not get the keyless access function. And then also, nice touch, you get the body color door cladding. So you can see body color fascia, wheel arch moldings, door cladding. Coming to the back, you have your fuel door. Now, one thing that's pretty cool about Mazda turbo models is that they can take regular, they can take premium fuel. However, if you fill this thing up with 93 octane, you'll see an additional 29 horsepower and 10 pound-feet of torque over if you filled this thing up with regular 87. You can do both. More economically speaking, 87 octane if you like the power. Put in 93 for some additional horsepower. Up top here, body color antenna, body color roof spoiler with your integrated third brake light. You get a rear window defroster, a rear wiper, and LED combination tail lights come standard. Here's a rear 3/4 shot of this thing. Taking a few steps to the right, you can see you get your chrome badging. Now, a couple badges that you get with this trim level. You get the signature all-wheel drive badging, letting everybody know you spent all the money on your CX-5. And then same thing here with the turbo badging, letting everybody know that you have the turbo model. Obviously, put your hand underneath here. As standard, you get a height adjustable power liftgate. taking a look at what we got going on here, I'd say you probably get 3.5 feet of storage space from here to that seat back. If you need additional storage space, you can see you get these door handle looking things. This is going to drop this side. So you can see right side, right seat. And then this side, this is your center seat. And this is this seat right here. So again, you probably get an additional about 3 feet of storage space with those seats down. I guess I can show you what that looks like. I can push them down as well, so you get a rough idea of what that looks like. So storage space here from the trunk area, and then you can see storage space here from the passenger door on the driver's side. I'm going to put the pricing of the cargo mat as well as the floor mats on screen right now. Little cargo cubby there, little cargo cubby here on the passenger side. However, the passenger side cargo cubby gets a 12-volt power outlet, and underneath all of this stuff you will find your spare tire and your jack and stuff like that. Very nice to see, because it seems like most new vehicles nowadays are coming with a tire inflator kit rather than a spare tire, so I like to see that. Clicking on that button, the power lift gate will begin to close, and we're going to finish things off here at the rear end. So you get a body color rear bumper with 4 integrated parking sensors. You can see that silver valance that surrounds your dual exhaust system. Last but not least, you get a max tow capacity of 2,000 pounds. So not the most capable SUV on the road, but comparing this to the Honda CR-V EXL, which is their gas-powered model, that has a max tow capacity of 1,500 pounds. They're in a similar class. However, I do believe the Subaru Outback Turbo models get a max tow capacity of 3,500 pounds. So if you're looking for something a little bit more capable in the towing realm of things, you might want to take a look at the Subaru Outback Turbo. But really, that's kind of about it. I personally like the way that this thing looks better than the Subaru Outback. I also like the way it feels on the interior a little bit more. You can let me know your thoughts on this versus the Subaru in the comments down below. But with that stuff out of the way, let's move into performance. Popping open that hood reveals the 2.5-liter turbo 4-cylinder that produces 227 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque on regular 87 octane fuel. However, if you fill this thing up with premium 93, you can see 256 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque. Either way, it's made it to a 6-speed automatic transmission for a 0 to 60 time in 6.2 seconds. And if you were wondering about fuel economy, you can achieve 22 miles per gallon in the city, 27 miles per gallon on the highway for 24 miles per gallon combined with standard all-wheel drive. This is one of the big reasons why I love Mazda. Not only do they give you the non-turbo model in addition to the turbo model, or the turbo model in addition to the non-turbo model, with the turbo model you can either fill it up with 87 octane or you can get some additional power with 93. I think that is really cool from a car enthusiast like myself. Really cool. But if you're enjoying the video so far today, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm on my journey to 50,000 subscribers. So if you guys are enjoying the video, if you've learned anything thus far, please just take a second to like, comment, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. But with that stuff out of the way, let's move into the interior. Moving on into the interior, as mentioned earlier, you get keyless access as standard. So all you have to do is have your key fob in your pocket, walk up to the vehicle, press this button right here, and it will unlock. You can press that very same button again and it will lock right back up. You can see it's locked with the side view mirrors folded in. This is what the key fob looks like, satin black with some chrome, dark chrome accenting. And going over the functions on it, you have your lock function, your unlock function, your power liftgate function, and your panic function. Pressing the unlock button, let's see what the interior of the Turbo Signature has to offer. So I'm totally going to mispronounce this name, but this one, or excuse me, all Turbo Signatures get the Caturra brown Napa leather upholstery. It looks fantastic in my personal opinion. It looks brownish red or reddish brown. Love the way that it looks here in person, but we'll get it more into that here in a second. I do want to start on the door panel. So you get some faux leather wrapping up top here with some wood grain trim, some satin chrome trim. You have your side view mirror controls here, and if you're wondering how to power fold them in or out, you would power fold them in by twisting in like that. They're going to power fold in and then just go right back the other way, and they will power fold back out. That button right there is going to restrict your passenger window privileges. You have your unlock and your lock functions. You get automatic up and down windows at all 4 corners Nicely padded armrest, leather wrapped, accent colored stitching, storage space, spot you can set a water bottle. And as standard with the Turbo Signature, you get a 10 speaker Bose sound system that sounds fantastic. Now here's another look at these front seats. As standard, you get an 8-way power driver seat with 2-way power lumbar and 2 memory seat adjustment settings. You also get a 6-way power front passenger seat, and as standard, the front seats are heated and ventilated. By the way, you also get a heated steering wheel as well, and to turn that on, you click that button that is right there. But first, take a listen to what it sounds like when you close the door. Now let's fire this thing up. And that is what it sounds like when you fire this thing up from the driver's perspective. So now I'm gonna walk you throughout the entire interior, starting over here. So first things first, you can see you get your fancy looking Bose tweeter, HVAC vent. That button, you press and hold, it's gonna open and or close your power lift gate. This thing comes standard with a 360-degree view camera system. So you see that camera view button, you press that, that's gonna pop up your 360 camera system on your infotainment screen. Press that button again, and it will switch you into your front camera in your 360 camera view. Then you get your side views, and then it goes away. That is to turn your lane keeping system on or off. That is going to turn your parking sensor beep beep beeps on or off. And then down here, this is gonna pop open your fuel door, and that's gonna pop open that hood. At the bottom of the steering wheel, you flip that down. That gives you access into your manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. You can bring the steering wheel towards you. You can push it away from you. And it also moves up and down. Now, once you find your comfortable position, all you gotta do is lock it right back into place. And now, let's take a listen to the turn signal. That is what the turn signal sounds like here on the CX-5. Not only is it your turn signal control stock, it is also your headlight and your high beam control stock. That is headlights off, headlights automatic, parking lights on, headlights in the always on position. I like to leave it in the automatic position, and obviously you know how how high beams work. Zooming back out, as mentioned, well, I didn't mention this part, but you get a leather wrapped steering wheel. As standard, it is heated. Click that button, it illuminates in amber, letting you know that the heated steering wheel is on. You also get steering wheel mounted paddle shifters, downshift, upshift, and like any other vehicle, you have your horn at the center. Take a listen. That is what the horn sounds like here on the CX-5. Now let's go over the controls on the steering wheel. So clicking that, volume up, clicking that, volume down, click on the center of that button. That is going to mute the audio system. That is to go forwards on a track, that is to go backwards on a track, and if you click that info button right there, that is going to adjust what you see on that display, which I'll get into here in a second. Pressing and holding on this, you can speak to the vehicle, but if you press and hold on it when you're connected to Apple CarPlay, you will pop the Siri function open. If you just get a phone call or something, you click that, that is going to answer the phone call. That is going to hang up on the phone call and come to the right-hand side of the steering wheel. This thing comes standard with Mazda's radar cruise control with stop and go. It also has the lane keep assist system, as well as the lane departure warning and a couple other driver assistance features. Nonetheless, you have your adaptive cruise settings on this side of the steering wheel, as well as your driver assistance features. As mentioned on the exterior, you get the rain sensing wipers. So if you go all the way up, that is off. You come down one, that is, wipers in the automatic position. And then you can adjust the intensity of the wipers here. And then this is for your rear wiper. So that is that. Coming to our gauge cluster. At the center, you get the 7-inch LCD meter display, which is what this area is right here. Right now, it is displaying the instant fuel economy stuff, as well as the fuel gauge, that's the fuel range, that is the odometer, that is the ambient exterior temperature. It's kind of throwing me off because we got 45 miles on this thing, and it's also 45 degrees, so I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Transmission status stuff. If you wanted to adjust what you see there, again, you get that info button here. You click that info button. Now we can see our trip A information, our trip B information. Then you have like your driver assistance features, service due stuff. Then you have your compass and your fuel range. And then it's just the speedometer back to where we started. Now, I think if you flip this to the left, that is going to dim the gauge cluster. If you flip it to the right, it's going to brighten the gauge cluster. And then if you click on this stalk right here, it's going to switch you into kilometers an hour. Click that one more time. Miles an hour. That's nice if you live near the Canadian border. Then you have your tachometer. You have your coolant temperature gauge, your fuel gauge, and you can see that gas pump pointing to the left. That's letting you know that you fill the vehicle up with fuel on the driver's side. Now, this one being one of the loaded trim levels, you get the head-up display, which right now is displaying the digital speedometer readout. It also, for some reason, has the cruise control stuff and the driver assistance features. So you can adjust this here on the infotainment screen, which we might as well get into the infotainment screen right now. So as standard, you get a 10.25-inch infotainment system with built-in navigation and wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto connectivity. One thing that is interesting about this screen is that when you're in the CarPlay screen, the screen is touchscreen. However, let's say we go into our Mazda screen. Well, the screen is no longer touchscreen. So I'm like, Mazda, if the screen is touchscreen, why don't you always let me use the touchscreen functionality of it? But anyways, you can't. So if you wanted to control it, you have this area down here. So you have this button, this button, this button, this button, this button, and this control knob here. So let's say you wanted to go into Apple CarPlay, right? Well, if you push down from the top like that, that is going to bring you into the Apple CarPlay screen. And then just to navigate throughout that screen, you're going to kind of twist this knob here, try to get it on camera, twist to the left to go up, twist to the right to go down. If you wanted to go into the notification screen, all you got to do is flip like that, then boom, it's going to pop up your notifications. And then again, I'm using the shortcut into like my home screen. Now it's going to bring me home. This is shortcut into my audio stuff, and then this is shortcut into my navigation stuff. So you kind of get the idea of what this screen is. It's very easy to use, but I did want to show you the head-up display. So if you go into settings here, you go to in-vehicle displays, active driving display. You can adjust the height of the display. You can adjust the brightness of it, tilt, which it would be kind of like this. Then you get the content. So you can basically see navigation interface, yes or no. And that's kind of about it for that. And then you get all of these other settings you can go throughout here. Sound settings, that's for your Bose sound system here. We can go into the audio settings, bass, treble, fader, all of these different things with the Bose sound system. And then a bunch of other different safety settings, vehicle settings, connectivity settings. You kind of get the idea of what you can see here. Rain sensing wipers on or off, etc. That's kind of about it for the screen. Very easy to use. 2 HVAC vents, hazard button there at the center, push button start button, heated seat button. This is letting you know if the passenger airbag is on or off. And I also believe it lets you know right here who is buckled and who is not buckled in the second row. Heated front seats, 3 levels of adjustability. Ventilated front seats, 3 levels of adjustability. You also get heated rear seats, which I'll show you later in a minute. This is going to turn the HVAC system into the auto mode. And then let's say, you know, I go rogue here on the passenger side. And if I want them to both be synced, I click this button and now they're both synced to the driver's temperature. That's the power button there. Now beneath that, you get a 12-volt power outlet. Then you have your wireless charging pad. Mazda's wireless charging pad can be a little finicky with iPhones. I just did a video with a CX-5 and my phone didn't work in the wireless charging pad. Now we'll see if it does. Okay, so it does work with this wireless charging pad. On the CX-5, iPhone 14 Pro Max did not work. CX-5, it does work. And then you have your drive mode selector right here. You have your sport mode, your normal mode, and your off-road mode. Again, this little toggle switch right here is for those different drive modes. Then you have your volume control knob here. Click on the volume control knob. That's going to mute the audio system. I went over all of this stuff here other than that favorites button. So this is how you use that favorites button. It's going to tell you when you get your own vehicle. Basically, you just press and hold on that, and then that is going to set your favorites button. Electronic parking brake here, it's going to illuminate in that amber color. If you wanted to disengage your parking brake, you push against the brake, push against that, and the parking brake will disengage. And then this is your auto hold function. You press that, basically the vehicle is going to hold you in place by itself with its braking system. And if you wanted to move forward again, all you got to do is hit the accelerator. It's very nice for stop and go traffic. 2 cup holders, nicely padded armrest. Opening up the armrest, you get this little divider here that you can take in and out, and you can also kind of move forwards and backwards here like that. As mentioned, for 2025, you now get 2 USB-C ports, whereas for 2024 and below, these were USB-A ports. Then you get a 12-volt power outlet down in there, and I'd say you probably get 6.5 inches of depth, followed by about 4 inches this way. And then you can set, you know, something like paper products, like a business card or Purell hand sanitizer, stuff of that size in that divider. this is what the passenger side looks like. I apologize, I got my stuff over there so it doesn't look great. Nice wood grain trim, some faux leather wrapping here, I think this is like vinyl actually. And then you do not get a lockable lower glove box, but you get a decent amount of storage space in the glove box, and the glove box is illuminated, which is definitely a nice feature. Up top here, frameless auto dimming rear view mirror. It looks very nice. You have your universal garage door opener on the bottom, 3 different garage bays you can open up with those 3 buttons. You get a spot you can set your sunglasses up top here. Both of your reading lights here and here are LED. This is your instant dome light on button. It's going to turn on all of the interior dome lights. Now this is whether you want the lights to turn on or not when you open up the doors. So when that is flush, when you open up the doors, the interior lights will turn on. If you push that in, then when you open up the doors, the interior lights will not turn on. So that is what that button does there. Leave it flush if I were you. As standard, power sunroof. It does tilt and it also does slide. Boom, tilt. If you wanted to slide it, push back, pull back, and that is going to slide that sunroof open. Look at that sky, guys. Absolutely gorgeous out right now. And it's a little chilly, but man, beautiful, beautiful sunset. And then you also get this little light right here. So at night, it's gonna basically subtly illuminate what you got going on here. It's not gonna affect your night vision. It's just a very nice thing, so you can kind of see like your water bottle, you can see your phone, and it's basically gonna illuminate this whole area here. And that's kind of about it for that area. Now opening this up, you get a vanity mirror, a vanity light, and then the visor itself does not slide in and out. So when the sun is in that awkward position here, all you would do is pull that out, and then that is how you block the sun. You get the same thing on that side. Now the driver gets an OPU handle. The front passenger also gets an OPU handle. And that's kind of about it for what we got going on here in these front seats. In my opinion, I think these seats are very comfortable. 5'9", a little slimmer, and the seats fit me very nicely. One thing I do like about these seats is you can see the seat functions are that nice satin chrome color. That's just a nice little touch. It's stuff like that that I appreciate. It's all in the little stuff, isn't it? So now I'm going to throw the entire window sticker on screen. You can take a look at everything that you get as standard. The 10-speaker Bose sound system, heated front seats, ventilated front seats, heated rear seats, heated steering wheel, 360 cam, head-up display, adaptive cruise control, wireless charging pads, sunroof, etc. Now I'm going to go over the MSRP. So the MSRP of the way that this particular 2025 CX-5 Turbo Signature is spec'd is $42,935. Very nice vehicle for the money. I just got out of a 25 CX-50 hybrid Premium Plus, which is the top trim level for the CX-50 hybrid. That thing was definitely nice, but between the two, I personally feel like I prefer the CX-5. I think it looks better, in my opinion. If I was gonna buy one for me, I don't know, I definitely would buy this because I just like the way that the CX-5 looks. I like the way that it sits better. So comparing the two, my personal preference is the CX-5. I feel like maybe the CX-50 is just a little bit bigger, just dimensions wise, I don't know, but just this feels a little bit smaller, which I kind of like. But yeah, anyways, I want to show you what we got going on in the rear seats before moving into the driving portion of the video. Look at that sunset again, guys. Now, automatic up and down windows back here. The windows do not go all the way down, but they nearly do. Same kind of wrapping, nicely padded armrest, storage space. And again, you can fold these second row seats down. All right, this is what these second row seats look like. You get a center fold down armrest. The Nappa leather feels just super, super soft. Heated second row seats, you had to open up the armrest in order to access them. 3 levels of adjustability. 2 cup holders, padded armrest here. And if you open this thing up, you get 2 USB-A ports down in there. Up top here, you get a no poop panel, a spot you can set your dry cleaning. You get the same stuff over here on the passenger side as well. One thing comparing the loaded CX-50 hybrid to the loaded CX-5, seat back pocket behind both the driver and the front passenger seat. You also get 2 HVAC vents down in there as well. Seats in the second row, very, very comfortable. Last but not least, you also get those 2 LED lights. Second row seats, very comfortable. Here's a view out the front from my eye level being 5'9". Being 5'9", adjusted behind myself, I've actually got plenty of knee and leg room. Here's another view of that knee and leg room. I feel like there's more knee and leg room actually in this as compared to the CX-50. And then when it comes to headroom, I feel like there's also more headroom here in the CX-5 as compared to the CX-50. And one thing that's nice about the CX-5 versus the CX-50 is that you can recline these second row seats. So if you pull up on this thing and you push back, you can recline the seats in the CX-5. You cannot recline the seats in the CX-50. So if you got kids, you might want to take them into consideration because it is nice to be able to recline these second row seats. But that's kind of about it. That's all I got. So, you know, we talked about the exterior, we talked about the performance, and now we talked about what's going on here in the interior of this thing. So I want to see what this thing's like to drive, as I'm assuming you guys do as well. So I'll see you guys in the driver's seat. All right, now on to the driving portion of the video. Take a listen. Handling test. These Mazdas handle very, very well. That is one thing I really like about Mazda, in addition to offering NA power plants and turbo power plants on the same car, is the fact that they handle very well. And I just did a video with the CX-50, and I feel like the CX-50 rides much firmer. I feel like I can feel the bumps more in the CX-50's suspension as compared to the CX-5's suspension, and they're riding on the same size wheel. The CX-50 I did rode on a 19-inch wheel. This is riding on a 19-inch wheel, but it seems like the suspension in this is just a little bit smoother than the suspension in the 50. So I think this one just rides a little bit better. Very quiet here on the interior. I know we're not going super fast, but I've taken one of these things up to, you know, 65 miles an hour, and it is very quiet here on the interior. Now, if you're looking for like a BMW alternative, an Audi alternative, because you just don't feel like spending, you know, $50,000 to $60,000 on a daily, well, this is a great alternative. This thing's brand new. It's about $43,000, but it's super nice. I mean, Nappa leather here on the interior. Now, is it going to have the same name recognition as a BMW, Audi, Mercedes? Now, maybe not, but it's still going to have that really nice look on the exterior, and you're going to save 15 grand. You know, BMW, nicely equipped BMW X3 now is 55 to 60 grand. A similarly equipped Audi Q5, same. Similarly equipped GLC, same. So, you know, it's really a matter. Look at that sunset, guys. Absolutely beautiful. Thankful for another day above ground. Absolutely beautiful. Sorry, ADHD moment there, but this thing is reliable. It's not going to be super. Look at this guy. He's taking a picture of it. That's how we should be living, is embracing the sunset. Sorry, this is a car review, not a lifestyle video. Anyway, this is going to be cheaper to fix than any of the 3 German brands. It still has that look, and supposedly there's going to be a refresh next year. Supposedly, I don't know if it's next year or the year after, but there is a big refresh coming. And I don't know what it looks like. I haven't taken a look at the new refresh, or I don't even know if there's any leaks of it yet. But if you don't like the way that this thing looks, maybe you can wait a little bit and see if you like the way that the new one looks. There's an Audi Q3 right there. I think this thing definitely looks better than that, and they're probably about the same price. So I'm going to do a little normal acceleration here, maybe a little bit more than a normal. Here you go. I like how when you get on it a little bit, you can hear that turbo subtly, but you can hear it when you're getting on it. So it's just, I'm a car enthusiast, so I appreciate listening to just a subtle turbo noise. You know, I like how this is related to the Miata, and you can kind of feel some Miata lineage here with the handling. I mean, it handles very, very well. I wish they would put this same engine in the Miata as like an upgrade, but they do not do that. Maybe they will one day. But this thing, it's a very nice looking vehicle. The sound system in this thing is great. I mean, I haven't really been in a Bose sound system vehicle that I haven't really liked the sound of. I don't know what's going on here, but it seems like there's a little bit of traffic. I don't know what's going on. That BMW is just really avoiding something. Northern Virginia drivers for you. There's a perfect example. There was no reason to slow down that much, yet that person did. Sound system, great. The seats are very comfortable. You can fit your kids in here, so if you're a family of 4, I think you'll be totally fine here with this thing. You're gonna get a really, really nice vehicle with all the features that Audi is gonna have for way less money. You know, 360 camera system, a sunroof. Yeah, granted, it's not a panoramic sunroof, but does that really matter? Maybe it does to you, but to me, it doesn't really matter that much to where it's a deal breaker. Other than that, man, just a very, very comfortable vehicle, a nice affordable vehicle that feels luxurious. You know, this has a luxurious feel to it. Now, does it have 4 rings like an Audi? No. Does it have the BMW Rondale? No. Does that matter to me? No. Because if I'm, you know, buying this car for my significant other, like my wife, I don't have a wife, but if I did, this would be a perfect car for her, and the kids, if I had kids. You know, especially if your wife doesn't really care about what kind of car she's driving, well, or vice versa, whatever it is. This is a good vehicle for somebody who, you know, wants a nice vehicle but doesn't really care what they're driving. Or, you know, this is a nice daily driver for you if you do care what you're driving, because it handles well. It's very quick. I mean, it's actually much quicker than you would expect it to be. I mean, if you take a test drive in one of these things and you get on it and it has that premium fuel in it, you'll be like, man, this thing actually has a respectable amount of power. Like, you know, you gotta drive it to know what I'm talking about. I mean, just barely getting on it here. It just has that low effort acceleration that I really like on a vehicle. I was just doing the video with that CX-5 hybrid and it didn't have that kind of acceleration. You had to really dig deep in the pedal to feel some sort of acceleration, whereas this thing, you know, you give it 30% like that and that acceleration is there. It's accessible, it's easy. I like that. And you know, if you're looking at this model, expect the power, expect the nice feeling Napa leather, expect the good sound system, expect wireless CarPlay, and again, heated ventilated seats, heated rear seats, heated steering wheel. I mean, there's not much that this doesn't have, and it has a great driving experience. And again, you just have to drive it to know and believe what I'm talking about. So just a really overall really nice vehicle for the money. Honestly, I think this is one of the best vehicles for $43,000 on an SUV that you can buy brand new. Let me know your thoughts on those comments in the comments down below, because I'm curious to hear what your opinions are on that. But yeah, that's it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy the video, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm on my journey to 100,000 subscribers. So again, if you guys enjoy the video, if you learned anything, please take a second to like, comment, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Those things help me grow. But again, that is it for today's video. I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.